I don't know exactly what this video is going to turn out to, and I have no clue what exactly I'm going to say at all when it comes down to it, outside of one thing. But being left behind is so gay. Like, really, it does suck, because obviously, as you kind of just go through life, you go through a lot of things that you really don't want to deal with. You end up just feeling at some point, dang, everybody's doing everything else that you want to do, and you're just left behind back there. You're just kind of cooked in the corner, and no one gives a damn. And that's been the feeling I have for the longest of time. Really, ever since I started doing content creation. And any sort of time where it's like, trying to wait for something to happen or something to come through in some shape or form, it just feels like the most giant irritating feeling of life, right? And this really goes for to really smaller creators like myself. Really, hopefully this video finds smaller creators and smaller artists and people that is just trying to do something on the internet, try to make this their whole thing. Like, it just feels like that. I don't know about you, but it does for me. And anytime, and it's not me wanting to be an asshole or anything like that, but it's like anytime I see somebody that's absolutely killing it in life or doing something even better than what you're currently trying to get to, it's just like, oh, that level of jealousy. Oh, you bitch. Oh. Not because you like, oh, they don't deserve it or anything like that, but it's just more like, damn, that should be me. Why the hell isn't that me? And all that sort of stuff too, right? And it eats at you. It eats at you constantly. It eats at you every damn day, right? It can be literally over anything, and I promise you, it eats at you. Because that's just how it is. Because you very much want to get to that level. Not because you deserve it, but at the same time, you feel like that's something you should be able to reach. And I felt this way about content creation multiple times, right? I can't tell you how many times I've seen people get, their 100K plaques and all that sort of stuff. Or I can't tell you how many times people just have, a very big community and just do whatever the hell they want to, create whatever content they want to without necessarily feeling like, oh, they're lacking behind or they're not gonna make much money off of that, specific video or whatever. And it's just like, damn, that looks nice. Why can't that be me? Right? Like it'll be nice to complain and to be on some type of time of like, oh guys, you know what? I really had a hard choice between having a vegan salad or a meat salad. Guys, I'm so frustrated. Like, I wish I had first world ass problems like that. Can I be real? I wish I had problems like that for 5 seconds. But ultimately, that's just not where I'm at right now. Well, hopefully in the future I can have problems like that, where it's just simply, oh, I don't know which car I want to get into. Or, oh man, I got a flight to catch. You got a flight to catch? Buddy, I have never even seen an airport before. What are you talking about? So that's kind of what I feel, right? And where that also comes from is definitely just like feeling like, again, that left behind feeling, but also because there is no right or wrong path when it comes down to doing what you need to do, right? Just in life in general, whether you're trying to be like an artist or whatever, like if you're trying to draw and you're trying to, figure out what to draw to absolutely get in a lot more people to see what you're working on and what you're doing, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to necessarily pop off, and it's not going to be those rare instances where it does, but you're still trying to draw over and over and over again and try to figure out, how do other people do it? How do you make it work for you? And I feel super sorry for literally anybody that's like starting to become an artist now, and you live in the realm of AI constantly, and now you got extra competition. Now you have extra competition between regular people that can just generate stuff through text, and now you got yourself trying to make something work, and then on top of that, other popular artists that already has been killing the game for years and cooking for years. Now you got all that to kind of just deal with and figure out, and it's a bad time. It's a bad time. Sometimes you can't even get a dang commission, and it's a bad time, and I feel that 100%. It's the same way with content creation, really. Same way with that. You got like a ton of people using AI for videos and whatever. Then you got people, just being like really much those top level streamers that really just know what they're doing and how to hone in an audience and all that sort of stuff. Whether they're good and bad streamers, it doesn't matter. They just know how to do it. And then you're trying to figure things out for yourself as well. And for my instance, trying to figure things out for like, you know, a good 5 years, still not necessarily exactly understanding what actually works to the fullest of everything, and then still trying to run things good and try to make videos out there with the bum ass potato PC that I currently have. And it's the reason why half of these videos, you know, just nothing but gameplay in the background, unfortunately. Sometimes I can edit, sometimes if the PC want to be good some days, but that's just how it is. And it's just rough. Again, it's just that feeling of being left behind for whatever X reason. And that's one thing I definitely wanted to change up in some shape and form. It's the reason why you have to kind of have a different mindset, especially when it comes to content creation and YouTube or whatever, because I knew for a fact that if I stuck with one thing, I don't think I was going to hit anything. I don't think things would work out in my favor. That's why I sometimes talk about other things in variety. Even though variety content and variety channels have a hard time growing, I knew that already, but I really already knew that I was going to stick with one thing, so we had to kind of switch it up, you know? And that's just how it is. And I was like, you know what, if I can, and if I'm able to help anybody along the way, I'd very much try to do that, because again, being left behind is no fun. And that's where artist appreciation starts to come in, right? At least now that I look at it from the past 2 videos and kind of really think about it, I'm just like, yeah, this is where that kicks in now. Because honestly, again, there is so many different smaller creators that is very good, that really, you know, could have their work shouted out for 5 seconds and see what it looks like and see, you know, how everything kind of is, instead of just, you know, not really giving them that time of day. Like, sure, I could talk about Dives all day, sure, we could talk about Zonton 2 all day, and all the other more bigger, semi-bigger artists as well too, but they have something there, right? Or they absolutely have made it and they're fine, you know? But what about people like Yella Drill, or other people like Junior Art, or, you know, other people just in the realm of the smaller side of artistry and all that sort of stuff? And I would like to see them grow, you know? And again, it comes again from that being left behind mentality of people just not necessarily being able to see what you have cooking and all that sort of stuff. And I hate that for myself, and I hate to see that for other people. So that's why, you know, for the last 2 artist appreciations really, and going forward, I do want to find more smaller artists that's not at 10K and just at lower, whether it's just 1,000 or so, or a few thousands, or literally a few hundreds. And if they cook well, and if I resonate with their work and they seem decent, then yeah, I'll very much go ahead and try to do a artist appreciation on them and kind of go about it in that sort of way, because I feel like they need that boost. People sometimes need a boost from somebody, and ultimately when that doesn't happen, it feels like shit, right? It genuinely does. And when somebody else is talking about your work, or talking about you in particular, then you feel good about it, I'd imagine, because that's how I feel anytime somebody picks, you know, a video from this channel and just be like, yo, let's react to this or talk about this, right? When Rima was doing the whole, you know, VTuber video on one of my videos and whatever, I was just like, yo, this is mad sick. This is cool as shit. Why don't this happen more often? and literally was like on some cool shit. I didn't get many subs from that, but it was just like, damn, this is like really effing cool. This is dope as hell. And ultimately, this is what, you know, this is what I feel like it's, to a point, what it's about, trying to help out other people too, not just yourself as well. And that's what it kind of feels like. Again, that being left behind mentality is not fun to deal with. Sometimes you feel like you're the only one that matters here to yourself, and you know, it just doesn't feel like anybody else is around you that care about what you have to do, or what you're trying to do, or what you have to say, or anything like that. And that mindset is terrible, right? I feel that mindset oftentimes more than I should. And sometimes I have to remind myself, like, no, people do care. There is people that very much do care, you know, but you have to also show out and show them why they should care about you at the same time too, right? So ultimately, it's a constant battle. It's definitely a constant battle. But if I can very much give somebody, especially, you know, a smaller artist, some type of help in some shape or form, some type of aid in a way. And I feel like your art is very different, or it's unique, or there's something about your art that is done well that I really would like to say or appreciate about it, then yeah, very much I will throw you a bone and help you out with a video if I can, because that's just what I would like for me. That's something I would like for me. I'm not expecting it, but that's something I would like for me, you know, if that came my way. There's very few times a content creator will actually help out smaller, you know, creators and stuff like that. It feels like a rarity, right? Anytime it happens, it feels like an absolute rarity, and I'm happy for the individual involved to get that boost that they need. But oftentimes, it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen, and it sucks every single time, because you know you're worth something. You know there is something there. There's other people that's trying to do the very same thing that you're doing, but you feel like you know you need it. You know, and not maybe like over another person, because they might need it just as bad as you, maybe even more. But still, you know you can do it, you need that. And it's just like, I'm right there, but I could use that extra bit of help, or the algorithm kick in some shape or form to boost me over, or people start sharing like mad, or something like that. You just need that extra something, and oftentimes you just don't get it. Oftentimes you do not get it. That's how I've been feeling a bit recently with this channel too. I don't know if it's YouTube being weird, or if it's like something else, or just the content itself, but it's not getting a lot of people here. You would think after 5 years of time, almost 6, that something would happen, but that's just not the case, right? And for me, it's hard to find people that will actually want to, you know, help me out in some shape or form. And I'm not just talking about like money wise, I'm talking about like exposure wise to the channel, because I feel like honestly that's bigger. But when it comes down to it though, it's just rough. You're not gonna find a lot of people like that, or at least bigger people like that, because a lot of times too, they stay in their own lane, and then they don't want to take a chance on people because of how people can be assholes now too, which is annoying as shit, but that's also what it is too. But my whole point though is that I would like to help as much as I can when it comes to people, especially people that don't have it yet, people that's trying to work hard for it and they don't necessarily have that, you know, that level of wanting to get where they want to get to, but you know, they could use that extra boost. And hopefully with some of the artists I've done just in the past couple of years of doing artist appreciation, hopefully, you know, there's a lot of people that very much is, you know, getting something from where they need to get to and all that sort of stuff. I don't know how, or I don't know in what way. I know some videos haven't taken out because of YouTube being weird, but at the same time, I still like to hope that things is working out within their favor, and you know, they would and hopefully they would just, you know, get what they need to get after that extension, right? I'm not asking for any sort of credit. I'm not asking for, you know, like to get some free artwork. In the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of was hoping for that, but now it's kind of just like, nah, not really. I'm not even asking for that. I just want you to get to where you need to get to at this point, because again, being left behind is not fun. And as somebody that's been left behind, or at least felt like they've been left behind for almost 6 years at this point through YouTube, it just feels shitty. It feels terrible, honestly. But if I can make that less shitty for somebody else, that's a good time for me, right? As much as I would like to need that myself, I'm not gonna lie, but still, it just is what it is. But yeah, so hopefully we can do more artist appreciation, find more smaller artists and figure something out for them so they can get more what they need to as well, and kind of shift the focus on artist appreciation. Like, yes, we will talk about bigger artists too and all that sort of stuff, but also at the same time I want to find people that are just underground, people that you haven't heard of yet, and hopefully, you know, will make it themselves and do something for themselves and all that jazz, right? Like, that's very much what I'm looking for, because again, life ain't getting no easier. Things keep rising up harder against us, and it's shitty every step of the way. So if I can make that less shitty for you, that's good. But yeah, I guess that's really what I want to say for this one. Just the feeling of being left behind and talking about that and how it sucks, not just for me, but for other people too. And just how it needs to be, there needs to be some sort of shift to help out people more than just, you know, not doing so. So I guess that's what this video is meant to be. But hopefully you still enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on your way out. Also follow my socials, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, go find Cash App is available as well. Until then, it's my boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day.